For a young man like Ravi, failing the 10th grade was more than an academic setback. It was a crisis of survival. His family was already teetering on the edge, with a father confined to a sickbed and no financial reserves to pay for his essential medicine. In his village, poverty was treated as a character flaw. Neighbors and even his parents viewed his failure as proof of a fundamental laziness, assuming his only possible path forward was manual labor in the fields, while the community looked on with pity and mockery. The psychological weight of being a disappointment eventually reached a breaking point. To stop being a burden, Ravi packed 2 sets of clothes into a torn bag and left for the city, choosing the uncertainty of the urban grind over the constant judgment of his home. He entered the urban economy at the lowest possible rung. Needing a job even more than he needed food, he secured a role at a delivery company, a position that required him to spend his days and nights navigating the city on foot just to cover his most basic survival needs. This environment creates a reactive cycle. When every ounce of energy is spent on securing the next meal, there is no mental or physical room left to plan for a better future. Survival becomes the only available goal. The physical toll of this labor became clear during a torrential downpour. Ravi was forced to run to meet a deadline, but he lost his footing on the slick pavement, crashing down and potentially ruining the food. This minor accident triggered a disproportionate confrontation. His bike had left a small scratch on an expensive vehicle, and the owner reacted with immediate aggression, viewing Ravi's mistake as a personal affront to his status. The encounter highlighted a brutal power dynamic. After the car owner physically struck Ravi and mocked his low status, Ravi was left to realize that a single mistake in the city could cost him more than he would ever earn. This confrontation, combined with a customer's threat of a career-ending rating, caused Ravi to collapse under the pressure. He quit his job and returned to his village, fully accepting the idea that he was good for nothing and incapable of making a life for himself. Public humiliation functions as a barrier to entry. When the system punishes effort with physical and verbal abuse, it convinces those at the bottom that moving upward is a structural impossibility. Back in the village, Ravi's mother refused to accept his defeat. She challenged his perspective, arguing that if society was measuring his worth incorrectly, it was his responsibility to build something so significant that they were forced to change their metric. To give him a real chance, she performed a total liquidation of the family's only asset. She handed him a small bundle containing a gold chain she had been saving specifically for his sister's future wedding. Ravi hesitated, knowing the gold could be used for his father's immediate medical needs. He felt the weight of the trade-off. He was being asked to gamble his sister's future and his father's health on a business idea that didn't even exist yet. But his family chose to invest in his potential rather than their own comfort. His father refused to spend the gold on his illness, and his sister insisted he take it, forcing him to accept the capital as a mandate to succeed. This injection of trust served as more than just money. It shifted Ravi's internal identity from person who was merely surviving to a person who was now accountable for his family's entire future. Ravi used the funds to secure a small room in the city, setting up a cloud kitchen named Vishwas, the word for trust. By operating without a storefront, he funneled every rupee into the quality of the ingredients. The early days required total physical commitment. He worked alone in a cramped, sweltering kitchen, often cooking until 2 a.m. to refine his recipes, despite having no orders. He realized that city workers didn't just need calories. They needed the specific, comforting flavors of home. He built his menu around that empathy, ensuring his shahi paneer and chutney tasted like a mother's cooking rather than a factory product. The business remained small until a high-traffic food vlogger ordered. This graph maps the shift. Stagnant, low-volume orders abruptly interrupted by a single review. That review functioned as a digital catalyst, instantly broadcasting his reputation and converting a viral moment into a massive order surge. This is the mechanic of modern scale. While Ravi provided the consistent operational effort, the digital platform allowed him to bypass years of traditional marketing, transforming his manual labor into a citywide brand overnight. The growth of Vishwas Kitchen allowed Ravi to retire his mother from domestic labor and move his father into professional medical care. He had successfully converted a single piece of jewelry into long-term financial security for his entire household. Over the next few years, Ravi scaled the business from a one-room operation into a recognized culinary leader. This period of sustained growth eventually led him to the Shikari Zyka Awards stage, where he was recognized as one of the city's top entrepreneurs. During his speech, he shared his core philosophy. His success wasn't built on secret ingredients, but on the trust he built with his customers. He treated every meal as a promise that no one who ordered from him would ever sleep on an empty stomach. The journey concluded with a final act of restitution. Ravi returned to his village to give his sister a gold chain, much larger and more valuable than the one she had sacrificed, fulfilling the promise he made when he first took her investment. Ravi's story suggests that the most effective dreams are those that keep you awake. They are the obsessions that force you to stop sleeping and start building, until your reality finally catches up to your ambition.